So edgy.
Oh my god!
Edgy intro. Are we live?
Yes.
We're live. Yeah. Great.
I've never done live.
Oh, you feel a bit nervous.
I'm not feeling nervous.
Me and Jim did it last couple of weeks, and we smashed it out of the park. So I'm
like
wondering if there's going to be a backlash to you coming on your own podcast.
I know that wouldn't be fair, though, would it?
No, I mean no.
I don't know how I deal with that.
I mean, it's more my podcast.
It's not your podcast, though, is it?
We're joined by we're joined by lots of people. We've got lots of people watching, which is a bit weird. Adam, I mean, he's already on his way to his festival. He's on a festival this weekend.
Is it?
He's going tonight. He hasn't even booked tomorrow off. I should let you know. It's the boss of Ball Street.
He's. I don't know who Adam thinks he is nowadays.
Yeah.
Do you remember he actually on his first day when he was an intern and he was on the podcast?
Yeah.
And he was really shy.
Yeah, he was.
He was like a little, like in cartoons. Do you remember in Dungeons and Dragons cartoon? Have you ever seen that? There's a little thing called unicorn.
Yeah. Like
this little tiny unicorn. I don't know if you've seen that, and it reminds me of what Adam was like. Now though,
he's cocky as hell.
Arrogant.
Yeah. He knows he's on his way to his festival to slay.
He's oh my god,
isn't he?
He's got his gold everywhere.
Yeah. Probably Louis Vuitton shirt like Conor McGregor.
Exactly. He loves Conor McGregor, doesn't he?
He loves him.
We all love Conor McGregor, but Adam in particular really looks up to him from
afar.
Has Adam got a tattoo yet? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah. Have you?
A chest tattoo. I'd like to see Adam with Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. He's got a chest tattoo. I'll tell you what. If we can get up to 150 likes on this video, Adam shows his chest tattoo. How about that, sunshine? All right. What are we talking about?
You've really got into the begging for likes for things.
I'm fine with it now. I used to be a sort of
awkward
cool for this.
Didn't like to ask.
Didn't like it. Now give me the likes.
Yeah.
Give me the likes.
Because yesterday there was. That was. By the way, just want to say we've been talking about the Fan League Cup a little bit. We're obviously on the Fan League Cup live set. And it's and
there it is. Divides opinions.
Does it divide opinions?
Yeah, it splits opinions.
Right. Okay. This is the first question we'd like to know in the comments. Like, do you like this trophy or do you hate this trophy?
Whoa. I mean, what?
It's YouTube, so I expect that it should be an 80% negative.
Yeah.
So if it's better than 80% negative, then it's actually you like it. But this is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. It's different, and
it's very cool.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Remember, if you're listening to this, because not everyone watches on YouTube, if you're listening to it, you can join us on our Long Ball Street YouTube page. Come and find us, get involved in the comments, and it's a lot more fun, I think. How you been, Matt? 2 weeks off?
Mate, I'm good. Been busy.
Yeah, I know. You're quite a bit tired today.
Ty's ill.
Yeah.
So we've got a little baby. She's got tonsillitis, which means that when I get in, she's getting into bed going, I don't want to do anything, make me dinner.
Yeah. And
then on the morning she's going, I want to get up.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with that as well.
You strike me as a man that would get irritated by that.
I get irritated by people not doing exactly what would be helpful to me.
I haven't worked with you for 18 months. I mean, but I always try and placate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying that I like easily irritated?
No, just difficult. No, I'm joking. You're not. You're lovely.
I am difficult.
You're one of the best bosses I've ever had.
How many you had?
I've had three.
Okay, I'd take that.
Let's choose the other ones.
Yeah, shit.
So we're going to talk about lots of football, but I think what we're most interested in is the McGregor and Mayweather fiasco. Actually, not a fiasco, but it is madness. It's an absolute madness. So we're going to come on to that as well. Answer some of your questions. Leave your comments in the live chat, and we'll get to some of them. Adam and a couple of our interns are on the live chats as well. We've got Lorenzo
rolling in a benzo.
We've got Will from Southend, who is definitely.
Yeah,
he's a good lad.
He's a really good lad. He's real big Shrimpers fan.
Yeah, big Shrimpers and Liverpool
and no West Ham.
West Ham, that's right.
West Ham.
They're all the others are Liverpool. Proper West Ham. Isn't it?
Oh, we got Ewan in the back as well.
Yeah, we got Ewan in the back as well. So yeah, you see, we're on the Fan League set. Obviously, the Fan League has kicked off in a big way yesterday.
That was amazing, by the way. I watched that show yesterday.
Yeah.
You and James and what Craig had put together, fucking brilliant.
You can still go back and watch that.
You can.
Yeah,
I've watched it already.
Well, I'm the people.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, go
right.
on.
It's worth watching because the Full-Time Devils and Arsenal Fan TV, bit of a long-term grudge match, and they both brought it, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely, in a big way. And the the fallout of that is continuing.
And it's, I mean, I've heard some people kind of going that they're disappointed that DT was getting angry at the end, and it's like, you'd be disappointed if he wasn't.
I mean, I'm not saying I definitely don't think he's doing it for show.
No,
but
passionate man.
It's kind of who he is, yeah. And whether you like that or not, he's irrelevant. It's just, you know, he's.
I love the.
I wasn't surprised when he kicked off. And if you want to see what actually happened, you gotta go and watch the video.
And the work that Craig did on the VT stuff that you dropped into that was amazing as well. Craig, you got to give Craig some respect. Sometimes.
Yep. So yeah, Family League, that's been great. It's going well. First 2 results are in. Go and have a check on the actual.
Can I ask when our game's out?
It's going out Monday.
Okay. So look forward to that. Obviously, cheer us on.
It's not going out Monday.
Wednesday.
It's going out Wednesday. I should know that really.
Okay.
Bull Street versus the OGs, Palmer's FC.
That's right.
I wonder how we got on.
I wonder how we got on.
Actually, get some predictions in the comment. Who do you think won out of Bull Street and Palmer's FC? Let us know.
Let us know.
Kyle Walker, Snake, has moved from Tottenham to Man City, and I was cool with that. He'd been with us 8 years. He deserves the bumper paycheck that he would get by doubling his wages by going to Man City.
Do we know what those wages are?
I would guess between 150 and 200,000 pounds a week. That would be my guess. He was on about 80 at Spurs, so it's a lot. So hard to turn down. Last big contract of his career, probably. I was fine with it all. You know, I was even fine with us selling to a rival to some degree. I don't really see Man City as a rival anymore because we finished above them twice in the last 2 years, so they're not really on our radar. You can kind of supplement them with a couple of our second string footballers, because that's what Walker is, or was to Tottenham. Yeah. But I'm not bitter. But the then he started coming out with, well, I've come to Man City to win things. Like he couldn't do it at Spurs.
Yeah. That does. Fucking when do players ever do it? Because you've had that a lot, haven't you? I mean, like the Bale thing when he left you,
Berbatov.
Or even when Ashley Cole left Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he's the best, probably the best left back in the world at that period of time.
Yeah.
And it's like, just stay and let's build something together.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if you just stay.
Like Spurs are on the verge. It's clearly on the verge.
It's not like you're not getting paid at Tottenham.
He's gone for money.
Yes.
You're a better team than City.
Thank you.
You are a better team than City.
Thank you very much.
They're not a team.
Adam, are we better than City?
Yeah.
Yeah? Will, what are you saying?
Spurs better than City?
Yeah.
Last season before, yes.
That's the last 2 seasons. What else do you want?
Season coming up, not so sure.
No, why? Because of Kyle Walker?
No. I think City, Guardiola, it took him time to find his feet, and I think with the squad that he's going to build, and the issues he had at the start of the season, like defensively with his keeper, I think when he finds the perfect team for him, because if you think when he's been at Barca, when he's been at Bayern, he's almost walked into a squad that could win the league without a manager. Yeah. He comes into that squad.
Right, so how good is Guardiola?
Yeah, exactly.
Walking into squads that don't need a manager.
Yeah, maybe he is a bit overrated.
A myth, you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a myth. I think that they're going to struggle. I don't think that you can just throw people together and it's going to work. And I think City have proven that because they've spent dough regularly, haven't they? They're always bringing in a couple of £30 million players. That Sane, he looks like a world beater. He really does. But I just can't see it happening for them. And it reminds me of when, because Bakary Sagna went, didn't he, to Man City
from Arsenal,
and it killed him. He hasn't been the same since.
He's been all right. He was good at Arsenal, but he's been all right. Yeah. We had a comment from Jude Karma. He says Walker's second string. Come on, he's been first choice. No need to get defensive. Not being defensive.
No.
last month of the season, Trippier got in front of him.
Yeah.
So facts.
But look, it could be a blessing. I mean, he's one of them where he's rapid, isn't he? He's rapid.
Yeah, he's fast. So what?
But like, I think that I think you're good. Like, you'd want him to want to stay around, and if he doesn't, then fuck him.
It's not. You know, I am a little bit bitter because it's like you don't need to say that. You don't need to say we're going to go and win something else. We're second in the league. We finished second in the league. Yeah. He's talking about we didn't have that kind of cutting edge to win the trophies. You were in that team. Where was your cutting edge?
Yeah.
Dickhead. Yeah. Anyway, Huddersfield Town.
Yeah.
What's going on? Because we've done some videos. You've been talking to all of part of the network. We've done
one. Right. We did a little one.
What do you want to know? Why are you asking all of our opinions on Huddersfield Town?
I'm just curious to see. I think okay. So there's a few Huddersfield fans that follow my channel.
Yeah.
And I think that it's weird, isn't it? You do want to see what other clubs think of you when you're a small club. Like you just kind of do. Like, and I think what we've learned collectively on this journey is that no one knows anything about Huddersfield Town, which is fine, and everyone's writing us off, which again is fine.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. But no, it's just been interesting, I think, to speak to like Nikki from West Ham Fan TV about what people can expect going to what's essentially going to be a new ground for everyone, for anyone. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's been quite informative.
But is that a little bit disheartening knowing that the only thing they're looking forward to is the fact that there's a new ground? Other than that, they're kind of dismissive of Huddersfield.
No, I think it's what you expect, isn't it? It's an arrogant league.
Yeah.
It's an arrogant league. You're all a very arrogant bunch of people.
And you're kind of soaking that up and becoming.
I'll never.
Bit arrogant.
Okay, so I have. Well, I've just been.
You've been digging your mates out.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, right? Because for my whole life, I've just been that guy that's like looking up at football and going, yeah, whatever. And you have nice, meaningful conversations with other lower division fans.
Yeah, you're proper football fans.
And obviously, all of last season, I made a big deal about the fact that I was conflicted about if I wanted to go up, and I never thought we'd get up. And we got up, and I was polite. I was polite to Leeds fans, polite to Sheffield Wednesday. I wanted to rub it in, and then one day, I just literally woke up like this, and went, hang on a minute.
I don't need to be polite to these pricks.
We're probably going to get relegated. I can enjoy this until the season starts. So I've just turned, and I have James in particular. I just really enjoy playing because James is. I mean, I don't what league are QPR in now?
Don't even know, man.
Adam, who's your team again?
Brentford.
Brentford.
What league are they in?
Brentford. What is the what?
How'd you spell that?
Yeah.
This time next season we'll be in the league above you.
How?
Because we'll go up.
What league are you in? Are you actually in the football league, or are you in like the Conference South or something like that? I've never heard of Brentford.
If you're gonna be a part of this, can you project a little bit? That's a bit arrogant of you.
I know. You're not at the secret garden party now,
He said
mate.
for those that don't know, he just said that they're gonna finish above. Next year there will be a league above Huddersfield.
The thing is that don't matter. It's about today that counts, and today I can be really arrogant. It's just a wind up though, really. I know, the
James is in bits at the moment, really suffering with QPR. He's talking to his dad. They're
talking to his daddy.
No, I was talking to him today.
Is that what he calls him, daddy? I hope he does. Even now, Daddy, I love that.
Yeah,
I would love that.
And he would say they are third. They're ranked third bottom by the bookies. They reckon they're going to finish third.
But that means nothing at this stage.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But it's not making him happy, which is the key point here. And what I'm saying is they've got no money to spend because they spent so heavily before, so they can't strengthen. They've got Holloway in charge, who I don't think he's a good manager, but I don't think he probably can manage that situation. Yeah. Well, so it looks like going down. Poor little QPR are going down, and the busy bees are on the way up. How's that like? For your entire life, you've been in the shadow, for want of a better expression, of QPR, and now you're just swinging your big dicks around, and QPR having to dodge them and get smacked around the head with the dick.
No, it's I genuinely feel bad for James.
He's suffering, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
He's bless him. And he actually, we can't talk about that.
Right.
He did get broken, didn't he?
No, we can allude to it.
We can allude to the fact.
Okay. Don't say.
Yeah, what?
Craig, what should we do? Because you're good at it.
What do we do?
Do we talk about this or not? Something happened in the Ball Street versus Palmer's game.
If you care about James,
that's
if you care about.
That's enough.
That's enough. We've said too much already.
Something happens in that game.
Yeah. Lorenzo looks concerned now. Like, it's okay, Lorenzo.
Yeah, he's all right.
Don't worry.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
To him today, you know he's fine.
Yeah, you know he's fine. Don't be silly now.
R.I.P. James.
Stop
Spencer
crying.
Gregory says in the comments.
Lorenzo needs a timeout. Someone get him some water.
Paris Saint-Germain are going to spend £196 million to match Neymar's release clause.
Is that all it is?
I was a bit disappointed.
It's fucking Neymar, for crying out loud. Have you not seen him on all the adverts?
So why in Spain?
He should be 2 billion, I think.
Yeah, he's that.
At least that.
Yeah, my dad. I was speaking to my dad about this yesterday.
Your daddy.
Is he all right? Is he all that? Is Neymar all that? I'm not sure he's all that.
Quick poll.
He's Neymar.
How good is Neymar? Like, where is he in the top 5? Is he in the top 5 players in the world?
Yeah.
Is he? Is anybody actually watching this and commenting?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So can people tell us that then? Is Neymar in the top 5? And if so, in fact, give us a number. What is Neymar's number in the world pyramid of footballers? Obviously, Aaron Moy's up there, probably number 2.
What What I would also say is that I mean, we got to be careful about talking to the audience constantly, because some people do actually listen to this as a podcast.
Oh,
it's a
right.
bit weird. You don't. I mean, you're.
I don't even subscribe to it anymore.
Brilliant.
In fact, I noticed that the other day. I went to listen to it and it wasn't even
find
there.
it.
No. So I was like,
Couldn't find
right,
it on
I've resubscribed. I don't know what's going on. My WhatsApp deleted, which has killed me, by the way.
Kristen Hennig. He says Brentford's one to watch. Sergei cannot.
Shit, he said that. He said that to me like at the start of last season, and after 2 games, he said that, and he was the only one that foretold that. So that bodes well.
Will, why do they have these kind of? Why do all players have release clauses in Spain? Do you know?
Well, I've just found out that it's not actually a release clause; it's a buyout clause.
Right.
And a release clause in the contract just gives a team and a player the opportunity to talk to another team or another club. And that the buyout clause is what's involved when the team has to pay for the rest of the contracts that they're on. So they pay for all of the wages that it adds up to, plus the transfer fee, plus taxes. And they reckon that Neymar's overall transfer, because of the taxes that PSG have to pay for the transfer, the €222 million transfer fee, and the wages they're going to have to pay him, it's actually going to cost PSG over €500 million.
That's more like it.
Yeah. You can come again, Will.
Yeah,
that was a great answer.
That was a great answer.
There you go. I mean, that's why it is. So that's just the fee. It's not even the actual entire cost.
Yeah.
Madness. It's crazy. Football's gone mad.
Yeah.
After the good old days.
Is Barca over now? It feels like it's a little bit over.
Well, they're selling Neymar and buying Paulinho. I mean, that is
the guy that went to China.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed actually, if you're watching this stream, that there's a wide. And then there's a camera on Matt. I haven't got a camera. Where's my camera?
Yeah, we should have one on Flav.
Where is it?
Flav's the
United People's took it.
big time. So yeah, Sam.
Yannick Blassie we met this week.
That's right. I love that interview, by the way.
Oh God, I love him so much.
I saw people saying in the comments like, "Oh, is he pissed?"
Yeah,
which I thought was a bit weird. It's just like maybe because what they're used to seeing is a footballer acting like behind. You know what we speak about behind? There's a veneer almost that football's behind. Players can't say what they want to say because their club's on them there's a club line. Equally, if they actually say what they feel about a certain situation, then the FA gives them a fine. It's a really weird thing about football. It's like people are encouraged and motivated to be false. You know?
Yeah.
And so they're probably used to seeing that, but he was just being himself. He was giggling, he was having a laugh, he was just being normal, wasn't he? Like he'd be sitting in Costa with his mate or other coffee shops.
It's just the way he is, isn't it? He's just a really kind of open-minded and friendly.
Open-minded
and
friendly.
I mean,
what are you alluding to? How friendly? What did it? Show me on the doll where he touched you. Show me on the Fanning Trophy where he touched you.
Nowhere.
Oh my God! How about that was brilliant again. Is McCullough and Howson on the edit where you were doing the show where they're talking and McCullough comes up and pulls out a face and like Howson starts playing with his on that yeah, that was
funny. Why
funny.
do you want to say that?
I don't know, I feel awkward. You love saying the word
dick's a great word.
I'm not so keen on saying
so like, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what that is and the players, not the not that the players with Yannick Blassie, because when we started talking to him, and for those who haven't watched the interview, it was we tried to do it a slightly different way and ask him things that he wouldn't normally get asked in an interview, and we did a little bit of football, but more it was about trying to prove to him that we knew stuff that he wouldn't think we knew. So go and watch it. It's quite funny.
So you managed to get some dirt on him.
Yeah, we've got some amazing info on the day before we were doing the interview, because we kind of had the idea. We pitched it to the PR company. The PR company said, yeah, he likes the idea. And before we went into the interview, he was going, right, what have you boys? You guys know nothing. What have you got? Right. There's nothing you can say. And it was like, well, as soon as he said that, it's like, game. This is going to be a laugh. And we smashed him out the park, and he just like he looked at it and was like, who have you been speaking to?
I did like it. It was actually very good, because what I liked about your interview with him as well, you were just disagreeing with him.
Yeah, because
so we talk about Rooney, he's like, yeah, Rooney could play it, and you go, no, you're wrong.
Rooney can't,
you might be a professional footballer, you might kind of but no, everyone knows
because
that.
It was nonsense.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, but he was good. He was good as gold. But what was interesting was that afterwards we said to him, well, is there a Everton PR guy here? Because every single time I met a pro, I haven't met a great deal of many, but they always have a guy who's you can't ask that question. You can't ask that question. We had to, when we did the form in Vertonghen, we had to cut out the last question, even though it was approved at the time.
Just
come back because the question I asked Vertonghen was that if you were playing a team and you had to score an own goal in the last minute to stop Arsenal from winning the league, would you do it? And he was like, I can't do that. And I said, what if Pochettino said do it? And he said, well, if Pochettino said do it, I'd have to. And that was all it was. It was nothing question. It was just
there's a context there that clearly demonstrates there's nothing confrontational. You know what I mean? Nothing bad. But
and but Spurs went crazy over that. But we're not crazy. But this email saying
this is why people like this kind of content. This is why people like Troops. This is why people like Payjack and stuff like that, because people aren't behind that veneer. There's not people in their ears telling them what they can and can't talk about. Yeah. You can sit here and say
whatever you want.
Dick.
Yeah.
And it's fine. You know what I mean? That's what people like about it. People like.
Is it fine, no, Matt? It's a little bit inside you wishes I wouldn't do it.
No, I wish you wouldn't do that. Yeah. No, it annoys me a bit.
But you can't control me.
No.
Well, you can actually.
Uncontrollable.
You've got no job anymore, I suppose.
Yeah,
I would definitely stop saying it.
Yeah.
Because I need a job. I'd finished it and there's no Everton PR. They just said he's fine, everything's cool, they trust us and they trust you and they trust Yannick to not say the wrong thing. The only thing I wasn't allowed to talk about was Ross Barkley, who looks like he's coming to Tottenham.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a lot of money to pay for someone who's going to sit on our bench.
What kind of dough are they talking?
It's been mooted 50 mil.
50 mil?
A lot of money for 1 year left on his contract. Let us know in the comments, is that a lot of money for Ross Barkley? 50 million sounds like a lot to me.
I think.
And where does he play? He's got to play number 10. Kristen Hennig, if you're still watching, should we spend 50 million on Ross Barkley? Yeah. And if so, where is he going to play?
I think my concern though is because it's not about how good the footballer is it? That's one part of it. But it's the attitude and it's the human being that you're getting and what that brings to the chemistry of the side and the culture of the club. I would just be concerned, like when he got banged out in a nightclub on a fucking Sunday night, I think it was.
I know, is that what you're doing?
It's just like, I'm sorry, but if you're a professional footballer, what are you doing in the club at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is,
in the club
on a Sunday night? That would be my issue. Like if that's the kind of guy he is, I won't be spending 50 million on him. To be honest, I don't think that people buy with attitude and character as much in mind as much as they actually should do.
Yeah.
I really don't, and I think that's an important part of building any team.
Kristen Hennig says no, don't do it.
There you go.
So this is football scout Kristen Hennig. And if you like Kristen Hennig,
Adam probably would buy him because Adam loves the fact that he's in the club, slaying it on a Sunday night, probably getting a tattoo at the same time that he's swinging his
dick
about.
And I dread to think what he's going to get up to this weekend. Absolutely dread to think.
Are you still seeing the girl?
No.
What? It's over.
It's fizzled.
It's fizzled.
You've had the fourth date. You've had your fun. You've explored each other.
Your advice.
What?
Since I took that, it went.
What was his advice? I missed this.
I remember now.
Go on, just try and remember.
About the fourth date.
You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Flav was jealous. He's been jealous as hell.
I've been living my life vicariously through Adam since he got here. We got a comment actually. When will Flav admit his love for Adam? I've never denied that there isn't anything else but love in it. It's all love.
Usually.
Yeah,
today, there was no love today.
Been a little bit tetchy in it today. But you've been so happy about going away. This is what gets me. I want to be going away.
Yeah. He's going to slay it in and out. He's going to be.
But the thing is with festivals, this is what we was talking about. Like, you have to slay. We should stop saying that. You have to.
He is the slayer.
You have to approach the women early doors
at
festivals, because after day 2 of being in a festival,
it gets a bit grubby.
Yeah, a little bit icky. For both, Just saying, the hygiene levels drop and it stops becoming sexy.
Oh God, he's going to be a mess, isn't he? Oh my God, how many days are you there for?
He's going to be withered.
How many days are you there for?
4 days.
4.
Oh my God.
4 days.
That's horrible. Thought of what he's going to be like.
Poor women.
He's going to be like Conor McGregor on his stag do, isn't he, when he was wandering around?
Bowling around like that.
Yeah, I know. Speaking down, rubbing everyone rubbing girls on the head.
Yeah,
really
dismissive.
Yeah.
come on, women. And then behind him, inexplicably, just a line of women, single file behind him. And he's not even looking back. He's not even looking back. And even looking back if there are women, he just knows that they're there. And he just walks straight into his tent. The tent's already open. Yeah. The women follow him in. The last one does the tent down. And
then it's like a scene off a Dothraki kind of like wedding on fucking on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. What is it? Oh yeah. All right, we'll leave it there.
The Slayer.
Adam will give us a full update.
Speaking of Conor McGregor,
Birds and that next week. Yeah. Conor McGregor, Mayweather.
Wow. The Maymac tour, wasn't it?
So I knew from the off that Mayweather was going to get served in the.
Of course he was.
Because this is Conor's game,
mate. It's like he might be the champion. He might have made all this money, but he is a white belt in comparison to Conor McGregor when it comes to talking trash in the moment. Because essentially all that Floyd game has been this whole time is, I'm Floyd Mayweather, I've got loads of money, and like opens a little bag and there's some cash in there. That's been his game. And actually I think that people have almost respected him a little bit. I know people have got in his face, but he's been on that pedestal, and Conor McGregor is just destroyed him.
What happened with Mayweather for a lot of his career is he would manage to get in the heads of every fighter more or less that fought him. So with Ricky Hatton, he got into his head, and Hatton was so wound up by the time he went to the ring that he kind of blew a gasket. Oscar De La Hoya hated him from the start. Pacquiao, he kind of engineered and got everything on his terms, so it got to a point. So he's always been the master. And to this degree, the fact that he's fighting McGregor and earning all of this money in what should be quite an easy fight for him, given the rules. He's kind of genius in that, but I don't think he expected the ferocity, I may be wrong, of what McGregor's done. And
do you know what the thing is? I don't even think that he, even though it's happened, I think that Floyd's one of these people that's so single-minded and so wrapped up in his own ego. I almost think that he's sitting there thinking, I showed him. You know what I mean? He's so into his own way of thinking, because it was cringe. Like he'd killed him day one, he killed him day two, and like day 3 and 4, and Floyd's talking like he's just embarrassed, going around going, and everything he did, even when he grabbed the mics, right, he grabbed the mics because Conor had been, and like took him away so Conor couldn't interrupt him. Conor just jumped up, went over to his table where there's a mic sitting there, and swiped the other mic, come back and gives it, I'm too quick for you, come and take this one. And it's just like,
but he said it, what was good is he said it to every one of them, like all your henchmen, all of them, because you know that he's easily the hardest man in that building.
He's the hardest man in the building. He can beat them all in a fight, and that's the thing as well, because I think that Floyd's had this right. So Floyd goes round with his juice heads, as Conor was calling them. He goes round with his entourage. He's famed for doing that. Now, there's actually been quite a few stories before, as the UFC's been on the rise, and boxing's been kind of sitting there, and he's been sitting at the top of boxing as a promoter and as, you know, an undefeated champion. He's been sitting there quite arrogant. Now, obviously, they always end up in Vegas at the same kind of pool parties and stuff like that. And there's a few times. So there's a fight called Aljamain Sterling, who's a young and up and coming fighter. He's lost a couple of fights, but he's decent. And there was a time where he was at the pool and Mayweather comes in, and then Mayweather sends over his entourage to come over and try and pick this girl up, not really knowing who these UFC guys are, to try and pick this girl and take her off, thinking that that's possible. And obviously maybe for the average bird they go and do that, right? And he's obviously like, look, tell him to come over here and I'll fight him, essentially. So there's and this kind of blew up a little bit, and it got spoken about in the media. So this is something that he's done because he's very, very arrogant and he thinks he can do what he wants. But any UFC guy would kill him. I'm telling you, a UFC woman would beat him in a fight because he's got to land. All they've got to do is grab hold of his arm. All they've got to do is grab hold of his foot, and he's in a world where he doesn't know how to operate. It's like grabbing a fucking lion and pulling it into the sea. It's game over for it, because a sea is where the crocodiles roll. You know
think this is what I'm saying. Like, in terms of actually whether someone could kick someone's ass, you much better going to learn how to do what you do in the MMA cage than you would in a boxing ring, and that's ultimately where the issue is, and that's why, in my opinion, McGregor doesn't stand a hell's chance of winning, because the rules stipulate are based in Mayweather's. I know
which we've spoken about.
I know you want it.
Yeah, I want Conor to win. Now,
but he can't.
Question for you then.
Yeah.
So having seen them face off, because as well as the skill sets,
he's massive.
That's based on the rules, right? There's something about when you look into someone's eyes. Michael Venom Page spoke about it with us, and spoke about how when you look into that guy's eyes and stuff, you see the body language of Conor, which has always been a big part of what he does.
100%.
The way that he holds his, that there's things about postures and about, you know, when people score goals and they spread their arms like that. This is a sign of success. It's in the animal kingdom. This is kind of what animals do. Peacocks spread themselves. There's a whole thing about body language, and you watch Conor and the way he moves. It's perfect because he does believe in himself. Do you think, right? And I know what I said earlier that in his head, Mayweather's this ego and who he is, and
but he could break.
Do you think that in those moments where they look each other in the eye, do you think that Mayweather has any moments of doubt, or do you think that he fully believes it? And watching them together, did it change your view in any way?
Look, this is what I think. I think there are obviously Mayweather's a human being. In that moment, he's looking at a guy who could kick his ass. And that's a rare position for him to be in.
Yeah.
So he may think that, why is this guy so confident? How can he be so confident? He's never had a boxing match, a sanctioned boxing match in his life. How can he be so confident? So there may be moments, and I can't. My assumption is that Mayweather isn't going to crumble in the ring because he's never done that, and he's fought. When he fought Canelo was a young It was such a dangerous fight for Mayweather to fight.
Yeah.
He's naturally bigger than him. Canelo and McGregor are similar size.
Yeah.
And Canelo's a killer in the ring. He's I think probably the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Right.
And he couldn't lay a glove. He didn't get near
That's
him.
the thing with Mayweather, isn't it? He's just so
good.
But
that doesn't account for the fact that if his bottle goes, then he's going to start making mistakes.
Yeah.
Or if somehow McGregor lands, if he does. Or Mayweather's body might break down, like in the same way Hayes did against Bellew. So if none of those things happen, McGregor doesn't have a shot. But listen, when you watch it and you see how confident McGregor is, it's hard for a second not to go, maybe he can. And that's how
Andy Tate celebrating a goal.
and that's why the bookies should be coming out and going, we'll give you 50-1 on McGregor, because people are starting to believe it.
By the way, are the odds out?
6 to 1.
6 to
McGregor.
1
That is
2 horse race.
ridiculously short.
Yeah, that is ridiculously
it's
short.
It's like
no value. Well, in a 2 horse race, people will go for that. I expect.
Well, there's no value in 6 to 1. Not in this. It's such.
What should it be?
50, 100. It's like a badminton player taking on Federer.
It's not.
It is, mate.
Not.
It is.
It's not. People have got silly with someone else. It's not a badminton player. It's not that.
It is.
It's not that. But it is. I mean, look.
All the rules are in Mayweather's favour. They're not in McGregor.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Do you know what I think the X factor is in this? Like, having watched a lot of boxing, but having probably watched definitely more MMA over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
The referee in MMA really only comes into play when it's about someone not being in a position to intelligently defend themselves.
Yeah.
So it's almost about when the fight stops rather than constantly separated.
Grappling's promoted, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, it's not promoted, but it's just a part of the sport. It's, you know what I mean? It's part of the rules.
Yeah.
And when I watch Floyd box, the referees are a massive part of the fight. Like so in MMA, Conor's not used to that referee being an issue because it's very rare that they're even a part of it, you know. Whereas in boxing, it's like the Hatton Mayweather fight. The referee, he uses it. It's like a human shield for Floyd Mayweather. He's constantly kind of almost like hiding behind that referee, using them, playing to the referee, and I think that's what's going to really Conor's going to find difficult. Is because there's an amount of time because even when he's sparring, when Conor's spending his time sparring, they're not doing it with the referee in there. You know what I mean? And the referee and the breaks and the timings and the way that Floyd just hides his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
that's the bit. It's the muscle memory about those situations. However, it's Conor McGregor. Do you know what I'm saying? It's Conor McGregor. If anyone can do this,
it could be Jesus Christ himself in the ring.
Maybe it is.
No chance. But the thing with why he's so elusive and hard to hit is he's side on. I don't imagine UFC boxers, UFC fighters use the shoulder roll that often, where they protect their shin with their shoulder and leaving both hands to carry that kind of turtle shell, what's it called, Philly shell defense. Plus, his lead right, Mayweather's, is perfect for Mayweather. His lead right is the finest punch in boxing for me. It comes out of nowhere and it's fucking on their nose.
Yeah.
And
he's incredible. I mean, you just see the way that they both move. Like, he's amazing, obviously.
It will be fascinating. It's just a shame for me as a boxing fan. I don't know MMA. We talked about it a little bit, and you did get me into it a fair bit. And I would watch McGregor's fights, and that's what he's done. He's transcended and continues to transcend. And that is incredible. And I do love McGregor. I love anyone who's so boastful and can then back it up.
Yeah.
He's the most arrogant person, but is it arrogance when it's a complete.
This is why he's the nearest thing we've had to Ali, because that's what Ali used to do. He'd come out with he was the first guy that had really come out and made up these little poems and these little things about the predictions, and then he'd pull it off. And Conor's done that multiple times as well. Yeah.
He probably needs to go on the political journey to be as.
So imagine this though. Let's just project a guy like Conor, who's gone and done what he's done in that sport, who people like Kanye West have queued up outside the octagon just to kind of get like a selfie with him.
Yeah.
Right. If you're super famous like that, you must feel quite entitled, a bit arrogant. You've seen it with people that are influencers, that they get big and then all of a sudden they're just like a bit kind of up themselves. Footballers the same, you know. Now, if you're famed for actually beating people up, that's got to bring with you bring a whole level of lawlessness, like what Tyson had, where you must feel just the most apex predator, the most superior being on this earth. And I think Conor's like that. But imagine if he goes in and beats Floyd in boxing. How can he get up for anything again after that?
I mean,
how can he just live? He can't live a normal life.
He would never work again. You know, he'd never do anything. He'd never get punched up.
It's not even that. It's not about he doesn't need to do anything again. It's almost a case of how's he going to get a high? What's left for him to do? He's still like 27, 28 years old.
He's gone in and beat the.
That's what I'm saying. I worry about where Conor's going to end up, because when
you're searching for that next level.
Well, John Jones had it in the UFC, where he became so undefeatable that he was actually then just going out and partying, doing cocaine benders all weekend, then going and having a fight, and he was still beating them because he was just felt that much better than everyone else. So I actually worry about what Conor might become as a human being, because it's very hard to keep your feet on the floor. Although he does have this entrepreneur drive and gene, he's building businesses, he's building assets other than what Floyd did, which is just get paid for his time,
spend it all.
Yeah, and he spunks it all. So I think Conor's smarter.
What do you think? What do you think of the price point, and will you pay it? They're saying if you are a subscriber to Sky, then this is the rumour. It's going to be £80.
Yeah.
And if you're not, it's been £129.99. Would you pay it? Are you going to pay £80?
Yeah, I'd pay that in a heartbeat. I mean, look, before this fight was even talked about, like I actually did a video a fucking year and a half ago when he beat Diaz, saying these are who he's going to fight. He's either going to fight in the WE or he's going to fight Floyd Mayweather. I've wanted this fight for a long time, just because, like we said, Rocky 3, the wrestler against the boxer. It's just interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just is interesting. So I would pay it in a heartbeat. How about you?
No, I can't. £8's a lot of money. Can I come around yours?
Yeah, of course.
Can I?
No.
Oh.
Well, you can pay £20 and you can get in.
I can pay in.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make money out of it. It's £20 a ticket and there's room for 30 people.
I'll bring some food. Bring some food, all right?
All right.
I'm coming.
Is Adam allowed? Maybe
Adam's coming. You've got to bring some women.
I love that.
Yeah, she'd absolutely love that. I couldn't afford. I wouldn't pay that £80 for Canelo and Alvarez. That's what we're talking about. Canelo and Triple G, which is a shame because no one on earth is talking about that fight.
Would you pay it for Eric Dyer against Kyle Walker?
No, I don't really hate Kyle Walker.
All right then.
He's an Arsenal player.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Eric Dyer and who's your most hated ever Arsenal player?
Theo Walcott, probably.
Why? He's inoffensive.
He's not even a human being. I wouldn't even class him.
Who?
I don't even think about him.
Who?
Sol Campbell.
Oh yeah.
I would say Yeah, I would. Yeah, he just because he gives it to the Spurs fans. So
Theo Walcott does.
Yeah, Theo Walcott. Jack Wilshere is the only Arsenal player I actually respect, ironically as well. I'd say respect. That's too much. I can tolerate because he actually genuinely hates Tottenham, which is the way it should be, rather than Chelsea, which a lot of Arsenal fans seem to do. I think they're above their station, but Spurs finish above them this year, so we'll see what's what, won't we? The undercard to McGregor and Mayweather is good, so it's worth, if you're new to boxing or attracted to this fight, there's a good example of what boxing's about.
Go on, who's on the
Gervonta
undercard?
Davis is called Tank. He's an up and coming. I think he might even be a world title holder already, but he's the business.
Right.
He fights under Mayweather Promotions, and Badu Jack as well, who recently got a draw against James DeGale.
Right.
If that tickles your fancy and you want to see some real boxing, then watch Alvarez and Golovkin who fight a
When
month
is
later.
that? Yeah.
This is the thing, is
That's the huge fight, right?
A super fight and the most extreme. And because of this McGregor and Mayweather event, no one's talking about it.
There won't be, but afterwards they will, because people
Yeah.
will be kind of wanting something else. Although they might be just chatting about a rematch at that point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or a rematch in the cage or something.
If McGregor gives a good account of himself, then who knows?
Yeah, the thing is with this thing, if they're going to make so much money out of it, that there's going to be so much temptation to do it again. So if they can find any legitimate cause to do it again in some way, shape or form, they will do it, because these people don't hate money.
Absolutely. They don't hate money. The opposite. All right, that's it. Is there any decent comments, anything you want to say beforehand? No, Adam's just itching to get out of here. But is there anything worth saying? Any comments?
Doesn't sound like it.
No. Frank, it's just
Good work, community.
People are having a fight. Who's having a fight?
What are they arguing about?
Someone called Gabe Mifsud and someone called Joseph Moore.
What are they arguing
Tell
about?
him to calm down.
Guys,
Why? What's wrong?
Who is it?
Gabe Mifsud and Joseph Moore.
Why? What's wrong? What are they arguing about?
Lads, what are you arguing about?
Guys,
Just calm down,
lads,
alright?
come on.
It's not what long bullshit's about.
Yeah, it's not what long bullshit is about. We've had a
we've-
good community for a long time. We don't want you two upstarts coming in and causing trouble.
It's sad to hear,
It is.
We've all had a drink.
We've all had a drink.
Come on. Just relax. Yeah? Just take a time out. Just stop typing for a minute.
Yeah. Type "I love you." Both of you
Yeah,
type
I love you to each other now.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
might consider having you back. All right.
That's it.
See you at the far post.
Yeah, see you at the far post.